and a red-hot bullpen. Tonight, Jordan Zimmerman gets the call on what should be one of his final starts of 2011.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
On a different day like this in Washington, D.C., you wonder if anybody is going to be interested in going to a baseball game. Well, we have found out tonight there are thousands that are interested. The Diamondbacks and the Nats to play Game 2. Gates opened about 20 minutes ago, and the first pitch will be about 7:25 tonight. Bob Carpenter, F.P. Santangelo. Obviously a different kind of day in our nation's capital. A day that kind of makes you stop and think about a few things. And everybody now thinking about where they were when this event took place.
Yeah, I'm not going to bore you with my earthquake story. It's just like hearing somebody's golf story. You really don't care about how they golfed. You're just waiting to tell your story. But I'll tell you this, I'd like to sit here and act cool like the guy from California that's been through a lot of them, but it scared the heck out of me for sure.
Yeah, it was a different kind of afternoon, and as we made our way to the ballpark, probably around 3:30 or so this afternoon, saw a lot of people walking across the 14th Street Bridge. I'm sure at the Memorial Bridge up by the Lincoln Memorial, there were a lot of folks walking home, at least walking onto the Virginia side so they could have access at some point to getting home. So a different kind of day, and evidently, and the learners would not allow this, FP, unless everything checked out well. I talked to Mark at about 5 o'clock today. Their corporate engineer who oversees all of their construction was coming to the ballpark to check out all the key places around this park to make sure this was safe. So that's why those gates open late.
A couple of tiles loose right there, but I think we're good to go. I mean, they're not going to let people in this ballpark if it's not safe. So, you know, the form of transportation to the ballpark, we're seeing a lot of people get off the metro. That wouldn't have been my first choice, but it's good to see everybody here. And what's better than watching a baseball game after having a tough day? And
we have a good ball game on tap for you. Jordan Zimmerman and Ian Kennedy. More on the game as we get closer to first pitch. Right now, Debbie Taylor's downstairs with Drew Storn. And Debbie, Drew told me he had a bit of a close call today.
Oh, this was just a crazy day, Bob, for a lot of people. And Drew, tell us about your close call today.
Yeah, I was coming back from a lunch. I had actually lunch with some Masson contest winners, and I was walking back to the place and walking through an alley, and the building next to our apartment is kind of an older brick building, and I saw the chimney almost collapse over, and thought maybe they're knocking this place down, and I look up, see some things fall, and then I felt the rumble. And so I was actually, on the sidewalk and felt it, and went up, and Cliff was up in our place. We're up on the 12th floor, so he said he could really feel it up there.
A little unusual to have an earthquake in Washington, D.C., wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I went through one in college, but I was in a car, so I didn't really feel it. So for me, it was the first one for me, and it's a very weird feeling, that's for sure.
Drew, let's take a look at this ball club. You guys have just been so dominant lately, taking 2 out of 3 from the Reds, 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. You beat the West leading Arizona Diamondbacks last night. Why have you guys been on such a roll?
You know, we've just been playing well. I think we've just been doing the little things. I think, that's kind of the biggest thing. You know, Johnny stepped up and got hit by a pitch to win the game the other day. And, we're just coming up with big hits, and we're playing the game the right way. We've done that all year, but it's just kind of the little things that are really kind of putting us ahead of those teams, because those are some really good teams, and that's how you're going to beat them, is you do the minor things the right way.
Is there a mindset of we can play with anybody and we can beat anybody?
Yeah, that's a mindset we've had all year. It's just that a matter of things haven't always gone that way, and that's the thing. Is it's going to be one of those things. It's a process to get there and compete and beat those teams consistently, and like I said, we're making the right steps to get there.
And finally, just yourself in the bullpen, what's been the key to your success lately?
The big thing is you got those strikes. You got to get ahead of guys, and if you fall behind, especially late in the game, they're going to make you pay for it. So I go in there and try to miss barrels and stay down the strike zone and throw strikes.
Sounds good. Drew Storn, thank you very much. Bob, back over to you.
All right, Debbie, thank you. And now we focus on the ball game. The Nats come into this game 13-8 in their last 21. They've won 9 out of 12 at home. Some things are going right, and it's one of those situations, FP. I know good ball clubs that you were on. Every night, somebody else is getting something done to help you win some games.
Yeah, the grinders. These guys grind to the last out, and I think as a franchise, there was a time when the Nationals took the field and hope to win a game. I think now they expect to win a game no matter who they're playing against. And you got to grind it out, and that's what they do. To the last out, we've seen it all season. These guys battle to the 27th out. And when you do that as a ball club, especially at home when you have the last at-bat, we saw the graphic last night, 10 walk-off wins for the Nats, second most in the big leagues.
And playing very well at home, we might add, right along there with some of the best in baseball. On this homestand, 5 out of 7. Look at the average with runners in scoring position. The bullpen is basically untouchable. And then there's some late game lightning going on to add up to those 37 home wins, and the Nats are 12 over 500 at home.
I'll tell you what, when you're trying to establish identity and you beat a team that was in the playoffs last year in Cincinnati 2 out of 3, then you beat the Phillies 2 out of 3, a first-place team, and then you beat the Diamondbacks last night, another first-place team, you start to walk around with a little bit of swagger, and we talked about it on the air last night. When you have those walk-off wins and you're bouncing around on home plate, you take it into the clubhouse, nothing brings a team together more than that.
And nothing gets a team going early in a ball game more than good pitching. Ross Detweiler gave the Nats that last night. So here's Jordan Zimmermann, 8-10, but the ERA is 3.11, and he's made 24 starts this year. It might be his second last start of the year as he nears that 160-inning mark. He's at 150 2/3. But you look at 18 decisions, this kid could be 13-5, 12-6 very easy right now.
And he will be soon enough, and I think he'll be going to an all-star game sometime in his near future. And you talk about Jordan Zimmermann, Steven Strasburg's getting better. A 1-2 punch next year with those two guys. I mean, I'll put those guys up against anybody. For Zimmermann, he's coming off 102 pitches his last outing. Pretty good outing against Cincinnati, a 3-1 win. So we're looking forward to a really good pitching matchup tonight. One of the better ones we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this one caught our attention 3 or 4 days ago when we first saw it. And catching some attention last night. How about some defense? Ryan Roberts of the D-backs. He'll take one away from Danny Espinosa, ending up in foul territory there. Ryan Zimmermann not to be outdone. He'll range into the foul side of the ballpark and take one away from Goldschmidt. And then Roberts again on Jason Worth. The hot corner was red hot last night. Virginia District 4 champions, and I bet the 3 guys up in the booth with me have been on ball clubs just like that. All right, from your left to right, Anthony Rendon, number 1 draft pick. Alex Meyer, number 23 overall. Number 34 overall, Brian Goodwin. So let's go to the number 1 guy here first. And Anthony, first of all, congratulations on everything that's happened. You're here with Scott Boras, and you got introduced to the media today. Your reaction now at actually being here and putting on this Washington Nationals uniform?
Well, thank you. Well, it's overwhelming, just to be here my first time in D.C., it was actually my first time to experience an earthquake, too, so it's kind of weird. So it was a big day day already, and then I get an earthquake to shake me up a bit. So, it's really exciting. I love the ballpark. I love the atmosphere so far.
We've heard about your defense. We've heard about your bat. You come from a school that has produced some major league talent. So how cool is that to follow along the lines of some of the guys who come before you out of that Rice program?
Oh, yeah, it's really awesome. So I guess it kind of puts a little bit of kick behind me, just to, give me that edge, just make me do a little bit better so I can make it up to the big leagues maybe one day. I can follow in the footsteps of maybe like Lance Berkman.
And Jose Cruz Jr., also from Rice.
There you go.
Now, I've heard that your defense, you could play in the big leagues right now. When you hear something like that, how does that make you feel?
I guess it sets me back a bit. I'm only 21 years old. For people to actually say something like that, it's pretty. I guess it's an honor for a bit, But I guess you just got to go out there and see how it really happens.
All right, good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Alex. Now let's turn to Alex Meyer. That's Anthony, and now we got Alex. So tell us, when you look at this group, you know which one's the pitcher, right? So tell us about your repertoire, how hard you throw, what kind of pitches we're going to look for from you.
I throw a two-seam fastball. I don't really throw much of a four-seam, which I'm sure I'll have to develop here before too long. I throw a knuckle curveball, which is just a curveball I spike. And also throw a circle change. And my fastball this year actually got up to 100 a couple times. But for the most part, it's going to be anywhere on a good day from 94, I think 97. So hopefully we keep it get around there quite a bit. So it seems like it should be all right.
And, of course, you're a Kentucky Wildcat. We hear a lot about SEC football, but we hear a lot about SEC baseball these days. And you had good numbers in that league, and you were on the all-conference team. So how good is that league? How does that prepare you for being a professional ball player?
I think it's what the last 3 years has produced the national champion. And, I feel like it's the best conference in college baseball. It's definitely tough every week. There's never a week off. And, being able to play there the last 3 years really helped me progress as a player, and really it'll humble you at the same time. So it was good playing there, and, it's ready to throw to some wooden bats now is the easy way to put it, I think.
Same question as I gave Anthony. How did it feel to put on that number 17 in the Nats ball cap today?
Best feeling I've ever had. It's an honor to put it on, and I'm just looking forward to getting going.
You better not go very close to Sean Burnett. He sees that thing. He's not going to like that.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure I stay away from him.
All right, the one guy we trusted with a microphone to handle it himself because of our setup here is Brian Goodwin, 34th overall out of Miami-Dade. Great baseball area down there, great tradition there. So how do you feel about all this? Let's see the number here. We got, are you a Willie Mays guy or what?
Oh, Willie Mays.
All right, now we got to work this mic right here. If you're going to play in Washington, you got to learn how to handle the microphone here on Madison.
Willie Mays, King Griffey Jr. Those are two of my favorites. Growing up watching them, enjoyed watching them play, how they play the game. Everything was great. So you can't go wrong with that number.
382 batting average. You also flashed some speed with some stolen bases. So talk about your game. Are we talking about high average along with speed and any power to talk about here?
You said it first. I'm just hoping that I can put some speed and power and average and all that stuff together, and I don't know.
North Carolina, tell us about that program.
North Carolina, that's a great program. Great coaches, great facilities, great fans. I enjoyed it. The time I spent there was a good time. I got to meet some new people, enjoy some good baseball, play some good competition.
I know Brian Roberts of the Orioles, his dad coached down there for a long, long time. You still hear about him down there?
Yeah, Brian Roberts. That's a big name around UNC campus. Yeah. Brian Roberts and Dustin Ackley.
So you got some Carolina blue going there, I noticed.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
All right. That's Brian Goodwin, Alex Meyer next to me, and Anthony Rendon. Guys, congratulations to all of you. Great to have you here in the booth with us. And don't make it too long before we see you up here with Nationals uniforms on.
We'll try not to.
All right. There you have them. 3 of the first-round draft picks. Nationals had 4 of the first 34 in a great draft this year. So it's the Nats against Ian Kennedy. First pitch straight ahead. actually about 10 minutes away from game time. So we're going to bring you some expanded pregame coverage tonight. So here's Debbie with Mike Rizzo. Debbie, we're going to try to get you in here before the anthem. And as the color guard takes the field, we'll get to Debbie and Mike in just a moment. Marine color guard is on the field, and kind of a different day here in our nation's capital. And we don't often get to bring you the national anthem, but tonight we will be honored to do that.
Please remain standing as we honor our country with a performance of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Bisnow.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And on a day like this in our nation's capital, very, very nice to hear the national anthem. Debbie and Mike Rizzo. Deb, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. And Mike, a very unusual day with the earthquake. Where were you when it happened?
Well, it was a crazy day, for sure. We were in a meeting upstairs on the third level, and felt the first tremor. It wasn't so bad. Then the second one kind of jolted all of us. So it was an interesting day, to say the least.
Obviously, the game delayed because you wanted to make sure the ballpark was safe enough for everybody to come in, and that was a pretty big decision for you guys to do, right?
Well, it was. Obviously, the safety of our fan base comes first and foremost, and we had the civil engineers come in here and check out the structure, and then we had to make sure that the opposing team got here because of the traffic snafus and all that type of thing. So we felt it was in the best interest to delay, get everything straight, and get it right, and make sure that both teams were on the same page.
Added a little excitement and flavor for the new draft picks. Some of them got to experience their first earthquake. Sort of unusual here in Washington, D.C., but what a great moment for the ball club and the organization, seeing those three young men, well-spoken, and it just seems like you have done such a terrific job in finding guys with such terrific makeup. Well, makeup's a big part of our equation here. They're ultra talented players and from good backgrounds, good programs, and we're very blessed and very lucky here. We have a good scouting staff and an ownership group that allows us to be aggressive and to sign these players. What's their next step? Do they go down to Florida? Yeah, they're gonna leave us tomorrow after the hoopla tonight. Go to Florida and start getting to work and getting in shape to go to instructional league and beyond. And then beyond, what does that entail? Well, some of them have a chance to go to the Arizona Fall League. Some of them will go to throughout the full instructional league, and then they'll get ready for spring training next year. Mike, this ball club right now is playing so well, taking 2 out of 3 from the Reds, the Phillies, winning last night against the Diamondbacks. You really have proven that you can play with anybody, haven't you? Well, we have the attitude that we expect to win every time we toe up the rubber, and I think the mindset that Davey Johnson has, that we could play with anybody and we should beat everybody. We certainly have to defend our home territory, and we've done a good job of that. And you've got some makeup type of players on this team that are going to refuse to lose and won't allow us to play poor baseball. One of those guys, Jason Worth, he's hitting close to 300 in his last 20 games. And do you think he has a lot to do with your winning ways recently?
Well, he's had a lot to do with our winning ways throughout the season, going all the way back to spring training. He's been everything we've asked of him. In the clubhouse, in the dugout, on the road, in the community. He's starting to swing the bat a little bit better. He's disappointed by his statistical output right now, but we see the old Jason Worth coming to the surface, and he means a lot more to this ball club than just batting average and that type of thing.
Okay, well, he will certainly be challenged tonight as Jordan Zimmerman faces Ian Kennedy. The Nats and the Diamondbacks are coming your way shortly right here on MASN. Stay close, everybody.
You by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, and by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Well, it was a beautiful sunny day in our nation's capital, and at 1:51 p.m. this afternoon, our world got shaken by an earthquake with its epicenter about 87 miles south of the city. We have had reports of minor damage, minor injuries, and thank goodness nothing beyond that so far. Visit Train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train, so not to be lost in all of this. Really one of the nicest days of the summer from a weather standpoint. A lot of federal employees and private company employees went home early today, and we had quite a traffic jam after 3 o'clock.
So I'm learning that in August, when the weather's in the upper 70s, low humidity, earthquake weather here in D.C.
That it was today. Here's some game notes for you. Ryan Zimmerman, how about a home hitting streak of 23 games? The Nats, there's that 13 out of 21 we mentioned about 25 minutes ago. And the Diamondbacks made a big trade to Toronto today. Their second baseman, Kelly Johnson, who's really been struggling, batting just .209, off to Toronto. And the Diamondbacks, FP, get a couple of quality guys in Aaron Hill and John McDonald.
Yeah, Aaron Hill, 29 years old, hitting .225 for the Jays this year. So a little power outage for him. Remember the big year a couple of years ago, just 6 home runs and 45 RBI in 104 games with the Jays.
So the Nats are on the field, and here's the Diamondback lineup as Miguel Montero is in there tonight. This guy's always been a good offensive player, hitting .268, 62 RBIs. He's up there among catchers in doubles and extra base hits. They also have Willie Bloomquist, Gerardo Parra, Lyle Overbay in there tonight, guys who did not play last night, along with Sean Burrows. And the last time Jordan Zimmerman faced these guys, June 2nd in Phoenix, he had a very nice evening.
And last time out against Cincinnati, he had a very nice evening as well. Got the 3-1 win, gave up no runs on 6 hits and 5 2/3. He walked 2, struck out just 1 through 102 pitches, 64 strikes. Jordan Zimmerman right now is at 150 2/3 innings on the year. 160 is the ceiling set by the Nats. Fastball, slider, curve change for Zimmerman. Defense behind Jordan tonight for the Nats. Nick Sankeelan Worth in the outfield. Desmond and Zimmerman on the left side, Espinoza and Morse on the right side, and Wilson Ramos in the squad.
Marvin Hudson, the 12-year veteran, gets the assignment tonight. Ted Barrett at first base, crew chief Tim McClelland at second, and Brian Runge at third. So Jordan in Arizona on that June 2nd night, 7 innings, a run on 6 hits, a walk and 4 strikeouts. The Nats won the game 6-1.
And look at the slider right there. Had the good slider going that night. Good curveball down the strike zone. So the story of that night, pretty good off speed. He's always got the good fastball. So for Jordan Zimmerman, 2-seam fastball, slider, curve, change.
Well, ready for some baseball here in our nation's capital. And for those of you at home watching on MASN tonight who would normally be at the ballpark, we are happy you made it home safely, and just sit back, relax after a trying day, and enjoy a ball game with us. 7:26 first pitch. It's a fastball that whistles right in there. Willie Bloomquist, the shortstop, hitting .262, 33 years of age. They signed him as a free agent back in January. Time with Kansas City and Cincinnati last year. And of course, most of his career, 7 years worth, with Seattle, 02 through 08.
As late as about 5 o'clock, there was some Nats in the clubhouse today wondering if this game was going to be played.
Well, it's all about safety. There's a breaking ball popped into right. Espinoza out. He is there, and that's the first out of the game. Pat Corrales was in the clubhouse at the time of the earthquake, and he told me there was definitely some rolling along the floor down there in the basement. And a trying time even for a guy who's been around forever, been there, done that, like Pat Corrales. I mean, who is ever ready for something like this?
I think the safest place in an earthquake would probably be right where Rick Ankiel's standing right now. Center field, just cruising out there. Don't have to worry about anything falling on you. Just be out in a nice open ballpark.
Here's Gerardo Parra looking to bunt his way aboard, and he'll bunt it straight back foul. Parra not in the lineup last night. 24-year-old outfielder, still a young kid from Venezuela, signed with the Diamondbacks at the age of 17. Hit .290 2 years ago, .261 last year, and .286 here. And I know when the Nats were out there, we were impressed with his arm and his live bat, even though he's not always a full-time player. Oh, to the count, and my goodness, was that a tardy swing.
He backed up a 96-mile-an-hour fastball with a 95-mile-an-hour heater right by Parra. Zimmerman's got the crispy fastball going early tonight. And he was definitely sitting soft with 2 strikes and got a heater, a little emergency act.
Justin Upton last night, 1 for 4. 5th in the league in runs, and he's first in extra base hits with 65 of them. He has more extra base hits than guys like Tulowitzki, Braun, Fielder, Stanton, Kemp, Votto, Howard.
D-backs have 4 players with at least 20 doubles and 15 home runs.
And he's going to have his 24th birthday Thursday night when the Nats and the Diamondbacks wrap up this 4-game series. 2 for 3 career against Jordan Zimmerman. He had a pair of singles in that ball game and was later hit by a pitch in Arizona. Nats lead the season series 3-2 with last night's win. Slugging 2. Arizona's had some pretty good hitters over the years. Tony Clark, Luis Gonzalez, Chad Tracy, Tony Batista, who had some time here with the Nats. And how good was that breaking ball?
90 miles an hour good.
That's not fair, is it?
Nope.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
He's on that fastball. Diamondbacks are 11th in the league in batting average at .246, but
Don't let that fool you. They're 5th in runs. They're tied for 2nd in home runs with Milwaukee, just behind Cincinnati. That ball out to right center, hanging up. And Keel makes the call, so Worth peels off, and the top of the first is over in a hurry. Ian Kennedy takes on the Nats in a moment. The Nats are hitting .241, 12th in the league in runs and 9th in homers. And Jason Worth has really hit well against Arizona last 3 years. .862 slugging percentage, averaging an RBI a game, a homer every other game. And for his career, he's hitting .312 against the Diamondbacks. All the regular guys in there tonight against a right-handed pitcher, and a very good one in Ian Kennedy, who is right up there with the best in the league with those 15 wins.
Yeah, definitely entered the Cy Young Award discussion. Last time out, however, took the 4-1 loss at Philadelphia. It snapped a personal best 7-game winning streak. Allowed 3 runs on 5 hits over 3 innings. He was removed from the game after a 2-hour and 17-minute rain delay. So fastball, slider, cutter, curve from Kennedy. Probably one of the best changeups you'll see all season long, but talking to the D-backs people, he does like his fastball. He'll move it around, in and out, up and down.
5th in the league in innings coming in with over 173. But as you say, because of his repertoire, he doesn't show up in some of the power categories that you associate with Halladay and Vogelsong and Johnny Cueto, Tim Lincecum, guys like that.
Well, he's not going to knock your socks off with the radar gun, but what he can do is pitch. He can throw any pitch for a strike at any count. He'll keep you off balance. And he's got that late life on his fastball. I know we use that term a lot, but whenever you see guys in hitting counts late on a fastball, when they're sitting on the heater, the scoreboard will say 91, but it acts like 94, 95.
Ian Desmond 2 for 6 career against him, and hitting .230, but .282 over his last 10 games. And there's another good swing by Ian Desmond, who's really starting to use the ballpark. Now that he's been going away, FP, they're trying to jam him, and look what he does.
Use the ballpark. It's yours, Ian. And check out the changeup right out over the plate. Kennedy tried to make that move down and in, but you look at Desmond right there, just dropping his hands on the baseball. Simple approach with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play.
Desmond's last 4 hits, double to right, homer to left, single to right, single to left. We like the pattern. And that's inside to Rick Ankiel.
He's starting to get comfortable in that leadoff spot, and that's a good sign for Davey Johnson and the Nats.
Still searching for that guy who's going to take that job and own it, huh?
Yeah.
Ankiel hitting .285 since the 1st of July. Target away. He misses his spot, this Kennedy, and that one's inside, 2-0. Yeah, P, I know what you're thinking. I'm reading your mind. Get off that 20 stolen base thing. Ian's had 20 steals forever. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. But a running count, by the way.
But you know, you say that. Well, 2-1, not necessarily a running count. That's a fastball count all the way. And if you have your druthers at first base, you'd rather run on an off-speed pitch. But when you're stealing bases, it's a lot like hitting. You get in grooves, you get hot, you get the rhythm going, you're stealing a lot of bags, you're feeling it. And when you don't steal a bag for a while, you lose your confidence. You kind of lose your mojo on the bases.
Ankiel, slow roller to short. He'll be able to get one, and that's it.
Let's check out the defense tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Behind Ian Kennedy, Parra, Young, and Upton in the outfield. Bloomquist and Burrows on the left side. Robertson, Overbay on the right side. Miguel Montero doing the catching.
Yeah, I guess Ryan Roberts didn't make enough great plays at third last night, so they want to try him at second. And there's Sean Burrows, who has traveled a long road in his major league career. Mr. Roberts put on quite an exhibition last night, as did Mr. Zimmerman. And I guess what I really meant by running count, didn't phrase that, hit and run count. Had the Nats started Desmond, he'd be at second base right now with one out. But with him not running, they got the force play, the lead runner. And I don't know, maybe the way Ryan Zimmerman's scoring, anybody aboard is in scoring position these days. That's on the inside corner, strike one. About 27 of his last 28 games hitting safely at .415. His .311 batting average, if he had enough at bats, and he doesn't because of the injury time, would be 8th best in the National League.
Check out that streak right there. Reached base in 28 straight games.
We say the last time he didn't reach base, it was the middle of July. 0-2 now. And Kennedy tries to paint the outside corner. Didn't miss by much.
I'd like to see pitchers do that. I think too many pitchers simply waste a pitch in an 0-2 count. And when you got the hitter against the ropes, you look at the opposition's batting average in that count, it's usually below 100. Why not go right after him?
Way outside, and now Ryan has worked the count back even 2-2.
I feel like as a pitcher, you should make your best pitch in an 0-2 count. A lot of pitching coaches will tell you, yeah, set something up, get them 1-2, but I've also had a lot of pitching coaches that like their pitchers aggressive in the 0-2 count. Try to make a perfect pitch in your spot.
That's a bouncer. And you're seeing some of the respect other ball clubs have for Ryan Zimmerman right now. They get ahead of him 0-2. And they're just trying to junk him back to the dugout. All right, let's see if Davey Johnson does something with the runner here. Hot hitter in there. A lot of contact lately.
Oh, he got started.
And Ryan does hit into a lot of double plays if you don't start the runner, because he hits it at people sharply. And that is behind the runner, but he lines it right to Upton, and Ankiel has to tear back to first base. 2 outs.
A good read by Rick Ankiel. On a 3-2 pitch, if you're stealing, it's up to the hitter to put the ball in play. You want to get a decent jump at first base, but you have to roll your head in and find out where the baseball is. And Ankiel did a real nice job of watching this ball off the bat. And he got such a good jump. Look how far. You see him looking right there? Okay, there's the ball. Find the ball. It's a low line drive, and on those you don't have a lot of time. You got to hit the brakes and scramble back to first.
Yeah, I think he was ready to slide back in. Then when he saw Lyle Overbay walking away from the bag, he stayed up. So here's Morse. This is an important number for this situation. Michael is 4th in the league now with 30 doubles. But he's going to get jammed on the first one, and Bloomquist gets him over to Roberts. Nats a leadoff hit, and no score after 1. Call them 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart, shop Luna. How about the Nationals guys' record, FP, as opposed to some of those other good setup closing tandems?
These guys are on the DL right there, so that puts them in the top 4 automatically. I would put them right up against that bottom crew, Kimbrel and Venters. I would say those are probably the best 2 in the National League right now, with Drew Storn and Tyler Clippard a close second.
Yeah, that young Atlanta bullpen really something. And I know my partner feels that will take them a long way into October if and when they get there. And they've got an 8.5 game lead in the wild card race right now.
Well, with what I saw this weekend with the Phillies and how those games ended, and just judging it on that alone, and what we saw in Atlanta from those 2 guys we just showed on TV, Kimbrel and Venters, I would say their bullpen is much better. And the way they're playing right now, you could make the argument that their team's a little bit better too.
Braves have won 5 in a row. Hey, they're still within shouting distance of the Phillies at 6.5 back with 5 weeks to go. There's a chopper right side, but Montero hit it off his foot. Miguel Montero from Caracas signed at Arizona with a very young birth certificate at the age of 17 back in 01. His power was down a little bit last year, 9 homers, but he had early season knee surgery and didn't play for 2 months. So he's back healthy, double-figure homers and 62 RBIs. Not a lot of left-handed hitting catchers around. Brian McCann comes to mind. Switch hitting catchers even more rare. And Jordan Zimmerman overmatches him right down in the dirt for his 2nd strikeout.
Nasty slide piece right there. A couple of good fastballs, gets to a 2-strike count. Then watch this slider. Bam. You're thinking about a fastball in, all of a sudden it drops off the table. You swing right over it. Great pitch.
Ryan Roberts, the second baseman, the hitter. Hitting .259, playing some sterling third base here last night. And he batted leadoff for the D-backs, singled, stole a base, and walked. Out to center. Pretty well hit, but Ankiel is cruising for it. And Rick has it for the 2nd out here in the 2nd. The special season ticket offer continues for all of you. If you buy 2, you get 2 for next year. And if you place a deposit now on 2012 season tickets, you get the rest of 11 free. Call now. We have representatives standing by at 202-640-7990. 202-640-7990. Call right now and place a deposit, and we'll throw in a free autographed baseball for you while supplies last. Fastball just misses to veteran Lyle Overbay. I think we've seen him somewhere else this season. That would be in Pittsburgh. The D-backs signed him as a free agent August 13th after he was released, batting .227 for the Pirates.
And that's when they made the trade for Derek Lee.
Kind of interesting about that Pittsburgh ball club. They go out and did some wheeling and dealing, and they were out of the race in about a week and a half.
It all happened with that call in Atlanta, that 19-inning game.
Sure seemed like it.
I'm telling you, baseball players are superstitious. You're in a pennant race and something like that goes against you, you start to think, whoa, that's not a good sign.
Not our year, huh? That's a good fastball at the ceiling of the strike zone as Overbay was ready to toss his bat and go to first.
Top of the zone, 3-1 heater. Good frame.
Nats fans clapping for another 1-2-3 here. Out of play left side. Fastball. That is good looking, but it's ball 4. Wow, did he paint near that corner.
Partner, I would have called that the same way you did. I would have got excited too because I thought that was a strike. Let's see what Pitch Track had to say. I know it was a great frame. Yeah, that's a strike.
Well, that'll cost Jordan a few pitches here, depending on how long it takes to put away Chris Young, who was the cleanup man last night, 0 for 3 with a walk, 7th tonight, as Kirk Gibson continues to look for some kind of combination for this ball club to put together some offense. Their trip to the East has been most unpleasant. They won their first game in Philadelphia, and now they've lost 6 straight there, Atlanta, and here. During the 6-game losing streak, they're batting .153. And that's a pop-up right side. Michael Morse is under it, so Zimmerman won't let the call affect him for too many pitches. Jason Worth had a big night last night. Always does, it seems, against Arizona.
He goes, well, that must be where my ball finally landed from last night. And look at the swing right there. He's just letting the ball get deep, going the other way. If you remember, there was runners on first and second with nobody out. So Jason Worth trying to hit the ball the other way to move the runners, and he got the bonus package. Home run and 3 RBIs.
So they'll go inside first pitch tonight. Yeah, it's a nice job of moving the runners when they can trot around the bases. 11 career homers, 31 RBIs against Arizona. Fastball right in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There it is, that impressive 312 number. He has 1 career hit against Ian Kennedy, and it is a home run. That ball is into right field, and Jason Worth is starting to pile up some base hits now.
You can just tell the way he's carrying himself at the ballpark lately, in the clubhouse, during batting practice. It feels like there's a big weight lifted off his shoulders. He's doing something now. He's contributing to the ball club. A couple of big hits the last 3 or 4 games, and pretty good approach right there with 2 strikes, staying inside the baseball, just putting the ball in play the other way. And some seasons it just takes longer than others, and Jason Worth is here.
Here's Danny Espinosa now with 8 hits in his last 6 games. On the grass at third, Sean Burrows. Espinosa drills it to center, but it's way up in the air, and it's going to come down to Chris Young. We're going to continue this series tomorrow night. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the upcoming schedule. Livan Hernandez goes against right-hander Daniel Hudson. John Lannon against a lefty Wade Miley on Thursday before the Nats head on to Cincinnati. So catch it all with Xfinity, only from Comcast. Your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY. By the way, the Nats will see Dontrell Willis, Mike Leake, and Johnny Cueto at the Great American Ballpark this weekend. A lot of this series to be played yet. 3 more, including tonight. And Lance Nix battling some real aches and pains now the last couple of weeks. On a target away, that spot was missed, and he was out ahead of that off-speed pitch, and an easy fly ball for Upton. 2 outs. With 2 outs, that'll leave it up to the number 8 hitter, Wilson Ramos. Ramos over his last 16 games batting .303. Last night in a situation 2 outs, bases empty, got a base hit to get the lineup turned over down to Detweiler. He's shown an ability to get some 2-out hits to do just that lately. Kennedy evens the count. And a good hitting pitcher next. Jordan Zimmerman has 8 hits, 3 RBIs this year.
I was watching pitchers batting practice yesterday. Livan Hernandez led the way with about 7 or 8 home runs. And Jordan Zimmerman had a couple himself, but if I had to say who was second, I would throw John Lannon on the board. He shot about 4 or 5 in the right field bullpen. And that's all really pitchers' BP is. You know, once they do the meat and potatoes, work on their button, it's just home run derby. Especially the last couple rounds. Swing hard in case you hit it. See how many taters you can hit.
Well, he's the only man with a pitcher's home run this year. No small feat at Dodger Stadium, not exactly a bandbox.
There he is, long ball Lannon.
Nationals have hit 117 of them this year. Ramos with 10 and a 2-1 pitch. He was trying to make it 11.
You got a fastball up in the zone. I think anytime you face a guy like Ian Kennedy, a guy that can really pitch and move the ball around, you're telling yourself as a hitter, elevate the baseball. Get something up that you can drive. A guy like Kennedy makes a living by living on the corners, throttling you backwards and forwards with his fastball and change. So like Wilson Ramos did right there, your eyes light up when you see something up in the zone.
With the runner going and 2 outs. And we've seen Davey Johnson do this before, FP. If a hitter, or rather a runner, happens to get thrown out at second base, you still have your number 8 hitter leading off in front of the pitcher the following frame.
Well, the reason you do it late in the count with 2 strikes is because if you do it early in the count, they just walk Wilson Ramos to get to Jordan Zimmerman. So now with the 2-strike count, you can go ahead and be aggressive on the base pass, because if you do get to second base and the 8-hole hitter has another pitch, with 2 strikes, they're going to throw to him.
Worth holding on this one, and that's going to punch out Wilson Ramos. So a guy named Kennedy sets down the Nats again, and You know who that center is named after, right along the Potomac on what's now a peaceful evening in D.C. Sideline report, visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Debbie.
Well, Bob, the earthquake was the topic of conversation before the game, and Tyler Clippard told me he was at home eating a turkey sandwich, watching the Little League World Series, when all of a sudden his couch started to shake.
I live on a pretty like a high floor in my apartment building, and it was kind of a helpless feeling knowing that if the shaking didn't stop, and building comes down or something, it's like you can't do anything about it. So it was kind of scary for a second, but now that I've experienced an earthquake, check that one off the list.
A lot of the players got stuck in traffic. In fact, the Diamondbacks didn't get to the ballpark until 5:15 this afternoon. Usually the teams get here a lot earlier than that. Very scary and unsettling to the guys, but everybody is safe and sound. Bob, FP?
Safe and sound indeed, Debbie. And here's Sean Burroughs, the third baseman, hitting .250 in 57 ball games, back in the big leagues for the first time since just 8 games with Tampa Bay in '06. And then Seattle picked him up, sent him to Tacoma after 4 games, released him, and here he is at the age of 30, saying that he will never ever take for granted one day in the big leagues again. And a 2-2 pitch now will be coming after that foul ball. 8 o'clock here in our nation's capital. Top of the third. Ball game started at 7:26 tonight, as the gates did not even open to allow several thousand fans in until 6:40. Once the Nationals had made sure the structure and everything about coming to the ballpark would be a safe experience tonight. Burroughs, Kennedy, and Bloomquist in the top of the third for Arizona. 3-2 pitch, and there's another hitter fouling one off of his body.
Since it's being played right now, Sean Burroughs was a member of the Little League World Series championship team. 1992, he's a pitcher for a team from Long Beach, California. I'm watching those kids play lately. Has some kind of fun every single season watching those guys play in Williamsport. That team from Pennsylvania right now, they're drawing better than about 90% of major league teams.
It's amazing. Hey, why not? What a great thing for that area.
If you've ever been there, very cool place.
Jordan Zimmerman on 4 days rest tonight. He's had his best success this season when he hasn't been on real long rests like 5 or 6 days. So that's an easy out with Knicks pulling it in. He has a 1.97 ERA this year when he takes his turn on that 5th day.
You see the numbers on 4 days rest right there. Up there with the big boys. And Verlander, the front runner for the American League Cy Young Award. Those other guys are pretty good too, so I'm telling you what, Bob, early in this game, this is some of the better stuff I've seen from Jordan this season.
Yeah. Well, if he gets a call, he'd have retired every hitter he'd faced so far. He's thrown first pitch strikes now to 7 batters of the first 9 as he goes bolting through that order for the first time. The pitcher Kennedy 4 for 46 on the year, a couple of RBIs, and a 150 career batter. And Jordan makes quick work of him with strikeout number 3. We've got a great Grand Slam Labor Day weekend coming up for you, and on Saturday, September 3rd against the Mets, a free post-game Lifehouse concert. Coca-Cola presents it. Now tickets start at just $10. Drop by nationals.com/Grand Slam. Check it out. Fireworks, concert, giveaways Monday and Tuesday. A lot of fun at the ballpark coming up. That ball sounded like a broken bat, and Desmond will just trot out to get it. And how good is Jordan Zimmermann right now? Only a walk in 3 innings in a scoreless game. Where do we start with what you like about Zimmermann tonight?
Well, it's the pitching duel we thought it was going to be first and foremost. But what Jordan Zimmermann I like is his fastball and his fastball command. And I think we always talk about second and third time around the order. But for Jordan Zimmermann tonight, the first time around the order, he's working on the second time. He's left a lot in the tank. He's only shown a couple of sliders. I think maybe one curveball. So he's done it mostly with fastball and fastball location. And that's how you get through a major league order 2-3 times. You save something that you haven't shown him the first couple of times up.
44 pitches, 30 strikes in his first 3. And that's a wide throw by Sean Burroughs that will require a Lyle Overbay tag. Here comes Ian Desmond, followed by Rick Ankiel. Ian Desmond pulling a base hit to left field, first time up. So starting to make some noise offensively here. 12 for his last 40 and a batting average of an even 300 over 11 ball games.
And see that fastball right there by Desmond. We talked to Mark Grace before the game, and he said that's what Kennedy does. You'll be looking for the fastball. It'll be 90, and guys can't pull the trigger on it.
Little topper, and Kennedy sidearms it down for the second out. Ian Kennedy's only 26 years of age. And he's had one of the most dramatic improvements from last year to this year of any pitcher in baseball. From a .474 winning percentage to a .789 winning percentage. And Keel goes up hacking, late for it, off to the left.
Well, that winning percentage just mirrors what his ball club is doing behind him. Diamondbacks not a good team last year. Very good team this year.
And Keel out to short first time on a 6-4 fielder's choice. Yeah, last year Arizona only won 65 games. They were last place, 27 behind the Giants, who they lead by 1. Giants hosting San Diego tonight.
Don't forget about this third place team right there. Just lurking in the weeds like they do every year.
Yeah, oh, I forgot it's not September yet.
Yep.
High fastball, and Keel gone, so are the Nats. And 3 innings in the scorebook. It's off to the middle innings. So far, we've got something to unscramble for you. It's the Masson Mobile Word Scramble on the screen right now. Text SCRAMBLE to 29292 to play tonight's game. If you unscramble the word correctly, you'll be entered to win great autographed Nats memorabilia. Stay tuned into Nats games on Masson all week long for more chances to enter to win.
That's former Nat Red Ronste.
I would love to see Mark Grudzielanek scrambled myself. Or how about Todd Hollandsworth? 2 of the longest names ever. And, of course, the great Cornelius McGillicuddy. We'd have to get another screen. Here's Gerardo Parra. Struck out swinging very late for a Zimmerman fastball. First time up.
Ronste, I think, hit about 265 in 2007 for the Nats. Utility player off the bench, got about 250 at-bats. Yeah. I nailed that one tonight, partner.
Yeah, he had a great boyhood in the Himalayas before he came over here. That's in the dirt. I think he and Sid Finch were buddies.
Those guys in the truck just know I'll bite if they put something like that up there.
The over-under is the 6th inning on when they figure it out. 2 balls at once. There's only about 30 of them down there. Parra, Upton, and Montero. Jordan Zimmerman, first 3 innings, 44 pitches, 30 strikes. He's walked 1. That would have been ball 4, but Parra couldn't lay off. Jordan Zimmerman's career record 12-17, making his 48th start tonight. Second career against the D-backs. Good fastball away. Desmond can't quite get there. He and Danny Espinosa flashing so much range this year. I mean, we just assume these guys are going to get to every ball.
Now, that one had a little more giddy up than I think he and Desmond thought. He gets to the dirt right there, picks up a little bit of speed, and just wiggles by him.
First base hit for the D-backs. Here's Justin Upton. And this kid can flash some power. 25 home runs this year, 85 career, and he's not even 24 yet.
It's a good pitch to get back to the slider away. A little purpose with that fastball right there.
By the way, the only active players with more homers before their 24th birthday than this young man, their names are Rodriguez, Jones, as in Andrew, Pujols, and Cabrera, as in Miguel. Eric Young with the stopwatch over there, timing Jordan Zimmerman as he threw over on Parra. He's 9 for 10 stealing bases. Diamondbacks are a good running ball club. They have 100 steals, the 3rd most in the National League.
See, that's pitching right there. You throw a fastball up and into the best hitter on the opposition. And what do you do off that? You paint 94 away on the black. That's how you pitch at the big league level.
One-two, and that hits him. And he is really unhappy. Zimmerman coming inside earlier and now drilling Upton, who just doesn't toss the bat away, fires it away. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, that might have a little history to it. If you remember when the Nats were in Arizona, Upton got hit a few times. Got hit by his teammate right now, Jason Marquis, and he was none too happy right there. But I'm not about the big act. If you're upset about something, do something about it. Don't throw your bat.
And by the way, the night Zimmerman pitched, he was hit, but that was later in the game by Sean Burnett. That was the first game of the series, and that's when that started. And there was some bad blood in that 4-game set in Phoenix.
Pretty sure in a scoreless ball game in the 3rd inning, when you got 2 strikes on somebody, the last thing you want to do is put them on base so you have runners on 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Yeah, for a left-handed hitting cleanup man, Miguel Montero. That's a fastball outside, 2-0.
Well, if you play in the middle infield right now for the Nats and there's a ground ball hit, you better get out of the way, because Justin Upton is coming in to do some damage.
Big swing on a 2-0. By the way, the 3 most hit batters in the league are all here tonight. Danny Espinosa, 16. Upton, that was his 14th. And Michael Morris, 11. So within a small area over there on the right side of the infield are 3 human targets playing not far from each other. Breaking ball, and that's a good one. Broke it in on his hands. Parra has designs on running from second, and he's going to go. And Ankiel, with a wide throw, can't get him. If that throw's on the bag, Rick Ankiel gets him, and then Upton also moved up.
I think the Nats are going to appeal some bag right now, but you look at Rick Ankiel almost baiting Parra to go right there. Just gave Ryan Zimmerman an in-between hop, just a hair off target. You see the arm strength. There's never a doubt about that. But I think they're thinking that he left early. Let's check it out. He's good.
Tim McClelland already gave the safe signal as the Nats did step off, throw it to second, and appeal. So it's second and third, one out, and the hitter Ryan Roberts. He bangs one that Zimmerman grabs. Throws to first, 2 down.
Come on, are you kidding me? Every single night. And that might have been the best one of them all because that ball was roasted. Just a step and a dive. He got it on a hop. And folks, I guarantee you that ball was hit over 100 miles an hour. He's playing in for the bunt, trying to take it away. Look where he's playing, toes on the grass. One hop rod looking it right into his glove. And just the velocity of that ball, I'll tell you what, 90% of third baseman, that ball's in left field for 2 RBIs.
Amazing look on the Dodge Ram Exmo, the Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram summer clearance event with offers that won't last long. Hurry into your local dealership. 2 outs now. Left-handed batter Lyle Overbay, who Zimmerman, I guess we should say, sort of walked his first time up on a strike 3 call that was called ball 4. Jordan and I talked about this several weeks ago when the Nats were on a road trip in Colorado. The ability in situations like this now to know when you need to blow the ball by somebody. Now there's 2 outs. Strikeout not that big of a deal. But he knows when he needs that extra gear now, FP, and he's pitching at different gears throughout the ballgame and making great adjustments. Like that breaking ball that gets him a fly ball, but it won't stay in play.
Almost like a shortstop that only uses his arm when he goes deep in the hole and needs it. And that's what Jordan Zimmerman has turned into for the Nats. A guy that pitches to contact. He's bought into that philosophy to get deeper into ball games. He's also not afraid to reach back and throw 95, 96 when he needs it.
And the best guy at doing that in recent memory in this league, I thought, was Pedro Martinez. When he needed a strikeout or a pop-up, it was there. 0-2, up and in, he jams him. Ball hanging in the air in center, and Jason Worth will come over to grab it. 2 stranded thanks to Zimmerman. He'll lead off bottom of the 4th in a really good scoreless game. Jordan pitching beautifully. Ryan defending like the Gold Glover that he is. He lined out to right field first time, and he'll lead off bottom 4.
Playing as good as anybody in the game right now.
Well, you've seen him for 4.5 months now, so what do you think?
He's playing as good as anybody in the game right now. No, when you talk about watching him play on a nightly basis, he keeps topping what he did the night before. And when I got this job, very anxious to see him play on an everyday basis, and I'll put it this way, he hasn't disappointed. He's been outstanding.
Longest home hitting streak in the National League this year, 23 games. Only Dustin Pedroia of Boston, with 25, ending 20 days ago, has hit more consecutively at home. That's a fastball up and away, 3-0.
And when other teams know you're hot, they're careful to you. And when they're careful to you, what happens? You find yourself more times than not in good counts. Because number one, you're seeing the baseball good. Number two, they know you're seeing the baseball good, so they try to nitpick and make the perfect pitch. And guess what? You find yourself in 3-1 counts every night.
And that's how you hit 300. Still looking for that first homer on a 3-1 count. They'll pull it, base hit, left field. And Ryan Zimmerman now continues to hit the ball with authority. 28 games out of the last 29 with at least one base hit.
In 29 games in a row, he's reached first base. A big leg kick, putting it right back down where it came from. And just another lousy single for Ryan Zimmerman.
That'll bring in Michael Morse, who bounced to short first time. Still waiting for Mike to do some damage in this series. He has walked and scored and has a single in 4 official ABs. They've been staying inside on him, and they jammed him on that 6-4 grounder earlier tonight. When the Nats played at Arizona to open that series on June 2nd, Michael Morse had just climbed over the 300 mark. He batted .301 on a 10-game hitting streak going into that game. That night against Zach Duke and 3 other pitchers, he went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs, and he hasn't looked back since.
And didn't he hit a monster blast in Arizona too? Way up high
center field.
Yeah,
that was a grand slam in extra innings. It's becoming an art form around here. That hits him. And I think we're about to have some warnings here. Both benches have been warned as Ian Kennedy comes up and in on Michael Morse.
Well, I'll tell you what, I talked to Michael Morse, and he's sick of getting hit. I know the book on him lately has been hard in, but hard in for a strike and hard in to hit him are 2 different things. Let's check it out full speed right here.
Michael Morse was hit in the final game of that series in Arizona, and guess who got him? Ian Kennedy. Kennedy also hit Jason Worth in that game. A 9-4 Nats extra inning win when they scored those 5 runs in the 11th and 4 of them on the Morse grand slam. So there's some bad blood between these 2 clubs, to say the least.
I think it was all gone and forgotten. I really do. When you talk to guys yesterday, they forgot about it. The coaching staff, half of them, they weren't even here for that.
Well, the way you make it hurts with RBI hits with those guys on base, and that fastball's inside. So now we enter that twilight zone of when umpires have to read pitchers' minds. Because if Marvin Hudson thinks anybody hits a batter intentionally, you're automatically tossed from the game, as is the manager.
I saw it happen at Cleveland the other day. Ubaldo Jimenez was warned, or both teams were warned. He couldn't throw inside. He got his head kicked in.
Yeah.
He was afraid to throw the ball in the inner half of the plate, that he was going to get kicked out of the baseball game. So once warnings are issued, you don't necessarily take away the inner half, but if one gets away, you're flirting with disaster.
Yeah. I just really wish we'd leave the ESP thing to those with tea leaves and Swami hats. 2 balls and no strikes to Worth. Good take on a slider outside, ball 3.
And Jason Worth had a long look at Bo Porter. Bo Porter gave him the take sign, and he had an even longer look at Bo Porter, like, hey, man, I want to swing right here.
So if you look at him long enough, he'll change it?
No, but he's telling him, I'm going to take a 3-0 fastball to get to a 3-1 changeup.
Yeah.
You see the 3-0 fastball right there. And against a guy like Ian Kennedy that doesn't always throw fastballs in fastball counts, sometimes the 3-0 pitch is the best one you're going to see.
That was a fastball that did just catch the outside corner.
And that's not Bo Porter's decision. That's Davey Johnson's signal to Bo Porter that goes to Jason Worth, that goes to Jason Worth's head, and then he looks back at Bo Porter for another sign, but he doesn't get one, so he has to take the 3-0 pitch.
How do they do that so fast?
You follow me right there, partner? You got it?
I am completely lost. All I know is the Nats, thanks to the Zimmermans, the Nats just kept the D-backs off the board, and if they get on the board here, this is a huge switch of momentum in the middle of the game.
See, there you go. That's the right order.
Yep. And, you know, somewhere along that line, Pat Corrales probably has a suggestion here and there, too.
Yeah, usually just a whisper in the manager's ear.
3-1 pitch. And Worth a little bit late for that fastball down the middle at 92. No score. Bottom of the fourth. 2 on, nobody out, and a 3-2 pitch. And Worth will slam it off Miguel Montero's mask.
You see Ian Kennedy right there with a little reach back. We were talking about Jordan Zimmerman and reach back stuff. Kennedy's been sitting around 90, 91 all night. That pitch was 93 miles an hour.
Goes biting on a changeup that was not even close to being a strike, and that's the first out here in the fourth.
So got a 3-2 fastball. A couple of them he fouled off. You see the grip right there, just the okay changeup grip from Kennedy. He dropped a pretty good one there, 83 miles an hour.
All right, Danny Espinosa's turn. Lately, on this 5-2 homestand, when the Nats fail in a situation like that, there has often been a hitter right behind him to pick up his teammate. Danny flied to center first time, and he'll take that one up and away. We've got some AT&T trivia facts for you tonight. Coco LeBoy, 5th most homers by a rookie in franchise history, as Danny collected number 18 over the weekend.
I would imagine that Gary Carter's on that list somewhere. Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah. Andre Dawson. Trying to pull that away pitch. Handled by Overbay. And the runners move up now with 2 outs. That'll leave it up to Lance Nix. And the first time up, Ian Kennedy threw him a changeup and had him way out ahead. By the way, Michael Morse out there visiting with a former Seattle teammate, Willie Bloomquist, who's the shortstop for the D-backs tonight.
Well, Willie Bloomquist was covering on that double play, and Michael Morse was coming in there hard to say hi to his old teammate after getting hit by a pitch.
Big spot for Lance Nix, and that's a fastball inside corner.
Nothing says I miss you like some cleats to the shin.
That's Michael Morse, 90 feet behind Ryan Zimmerman. Way inside, ball 1.
I like the fact that Ian Kennedy's not afraid to throw in. I'm going to say what you want. He just got warned, and that pitch was off the plate in. So I don't think Ian Kennedy cares a whole lot about the warnings. And guess what? Jordan Zimmerman won't either.
Nick's unable to get over the top of that ball. Michael Morse fell down, and had Montero popped up and thrown immediately, they might have had him picked off second. And Michael hurt himself a bit there.
Let's hope he's okay. That's a play we used to run in college with 2 strikes and 2 outs. The back runner on second base would take a secondary, fall down, draw a throw from the catcher, and the guy from third would score. But Michael Morse did not mean to do that. And you just hope he's okay. He's having a rough inning.
Lance Nix can't lay off the high fastball. Nats are gone. They've stranded 4. Quite a pitching matchup as we expected.
Zimmerman right there, picking up Jordan Zimmerman. But you know what's pivotal about this play? Watch him check the runner at third. So not only does he dive and make a great play, he looks the runner back, has the presence of mind to do that and still get the out. Pivotal plays happen in sports, and they happen in business and government too. See who's making them at pivotalplays.com. And there's a guy standing right next to him that's made a couple of those plays, Matt Williams.
Oh, what a great third baseman.
Unbelievable.
In fact, I asked Matt about Ryan when we were in Arizona. He just couldn't say enough good things about Ryan Zimmerman. Not just what he does over there, but his approach to the game and how smart he is. I think there's a lot of Matt Williams in Ryan Zimmerman.
That's a good call. I like that. The one thing about Matt Williams that I always remember, grew up watching him play third base for the Giants, is whenever he made a play, he kind of had that effortless throw that always hit Will Clark right between the eyes. Probably one of the most accurate throwing third basemen I've ever seen. And he had a really good arm. And only used it when he needed to. Was very good with the glove, and you all know about the bat. There they are. 2 pretty good third basemen. One current, one former.
0-2 Zimmerman blows away Chris Young to start the 5th inning. There's that reach back extra that he has when he needs it. And that's his 4th strikeout tonight.
Yeah, just an 0-2 pitch, and that's what I like. Guys that go after hitters on 0-2 pitches. You got the reach back fastball, elevated a little bit, top of the strike zone, and Young can't catch up.
Pitch Track brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Here's a stat that we hardly ever hear about, and it's really interesting. Jordan Zimmerman, 16 batters tonight, 7 of them have been 0-2 counts.
That is the epitome of working ahead.
John Burroughs, the number 8 hitter, flied to left first time. Right now, guys are not getting around on that fastball. Pitcher next. By the way, same old story in Philadelphia tonight. Victorino's 14th, Mayberry's 12th, Phillies 5, Mets nothing, 5th inning. Also in the division, Marlins at home to the Reds tonight, and Johnny Cueto. Yonder Alonso is second homer. Reds lead that one 2-0, and the Braves are underway at Chicago. They are scoreless in the second. That is some jammage right there, and an easy fly ball to Ankiel. 2 outs. Don't forget, you can get an autographed baseball right now if you call and make a deposit on season tickets for next year. But that's only where we start. Buy 2, get 2 free for next year. Get the rest of this season free. And to do it, just call 202-640-7990. 202-640-7990. We do have representatives standing by. Ian Kennedy struck out swinging first time up. And reaching out to get a base hit. Worth thought he might have a play at first, but the runner would have beaten that, and the Diamondbacks have their second base hit.
And Jason Worth playing very shallow right there, and as soon as Michael Morse knew he couldn't get to that baseball, he did a really good job of peeling back to first base to try to get there for his right fielder. And this is about communication. He knows where his right fielder's playing. And even if Jason Worth fields that, Ian Kennedy too fast.
Willie Bloomquist now at the top of the order. And the fastball right in there. So here we go, third time through the order. .282 seems high just because the others are so low.
And that's when you start pulling out everything you have in your arsenal. Probably see lots of sliders this time around, maybe some get me over curveballs to steal strike one. Definitely established the fastball the first 2 times around. And we'll watch the adjustments.
Very close on 0-2.
Trying to nibble on the outside half and make a perfect pitch.
It might have been.
He thought he had it.
He's not getting some corners tonight from Marvin Hudson. This ball will be out to center, and Rick Ankiel is right there. Pretty quick inning for Jordan Zimmerman. So this one goes bottom 5. He'll bat after Ramos. No score. Buildings, the Pentagon, over on the Virginia side, all seems to be calm, all seems to be well in Washington, D.C. tonight. Here's our game summary. Brought to you by Cox Wireless. Learn about their unbelievably fair service. Now provided at their new solution stores or drop by Cox.com. Pitching matchup we expected.
Yeah, pick your Zim for the Nats. Maybe the one with one end or two ends. We'll go with the one with two ends right now. Jordan's been nice. Moving the fastball around, up and away. A little slider down and in. Another fastball by Chris Young. And Ian Kennedy's been good too. You see that fastball right there locking people up, 92, 93 miles an hour, and he's got 94 if he needs it. And that was a reach back piece to Lance Nix. So pretty good pitching duel going on right now here at Nats Park.
Colin Cowgill has come into the ballgame to play left field for the Diamondbacks. Not aware of any problems with Gerardo Parra, so we'll check on that. Ramos, Zimmerman, and Desmond, and Wilson Ramos plugs the gap, and finally somebody has an extra base hit in this game. Wilson Ramos now hitting well over .305 in his last 17 games, 16th double of the year.
Well, when you're facing guys like Ian Kennedy and Jordan Zimmerman, extra base hits are at a premium. They're hard to get. But for Wilson Ramos right here, a nice leadoff double. And this is starting to have that feel we talked about the other night with Johnny Cueto on the mound. Whoever scores first wins. Nats in the driver's seat with a leadoff double.
And now Jordan Zimmerman, who has 11 sacrifice bunts on the year, has to do his job. Evidently Justin Upton now out of the ball game after being hit by that pitch earlier. So Parra has moved to left, and Cowgill is actually batting third.
I'll tell you what, Lyle Overbay is probably as shallow as I've seen a first baseman on a bunt all season long. And we talk about it all the time. These guys are charging right here, right? They're in your face. Who's the farthest away from Jordan Zimmerman?
Pitcher.
Yeah, right back to the pitcher, but soft. Look what these guys are. I mean, they're charging hard.
Oh, that's to the catcher and much too close to home. And there's a tag play at third base, and Ramos is out. So that's 2-5.
So he tried to deaden it, not a bad job. He just killed it a little too much. And for Wilson Ramos, I think the more experience he becomes on the bases in that situation, it's not a force out at third. So whenever you're on second base with nobody out, you have to read the bunt. And you have to make sure that it's far enough to get you to third base because you're already in scoring position. So when it's first and second, nobody out, you see the ball down, you go. Runner on second, nobody out. Gotta make sure that ball trickles away from the catcher a little more before you commit to third base. A pretty advanced read for a young guy at second base, but as he plays more, he'll know, especially as a catcher, that if that ball doesn't get out of the dirt, it's going to be hard to advance to third base.
Desmond 1 for 2 today. Went up hacking, and he hacks again. And Ian Desmond now has 3 hits in this series. So he's 3 for 7, and the Nats are back in business now with a runner in scoring position. And it should be noted that if a base hit is not hit directly at an outfielder, Jordan Zimmerman is a very good fast base runner. He's a good athlete. So it's up to Ankiel here. Rick 0 for 2, fielder's choice grounder, swinging strikeout. Fastball off the plate in.
Pretty good pitch. Great take on a 1-0 changeup, boy. Yeah, a guy like Rick Ankiel that goes up there swinging, very aggressive hitter. You're in a 1-0 count. I don't think we've seen him take too many 1-0 pitches. And to take a changeup like that, that's great recognition.
2 balls, no strikes. Ankiel, 27 RBIs on the year. And he was all over that one, sitting dead red. Should get some good pitches to hit with that hot hitter waiting. And that's inside as the zone remains tight, 3-1.
Pretty sure he wanted that one. You can tell by the body language. Kirk Gibson probably wanted that one too. This little swing back fastball in the inner half. And good take by Ankiel.
How about that take? And the bases are loaded. Rick Ankiel, only his 24th walk of the entire year. And who would you rather want at the plate right now? Here he comes.
Right man in the right spot. Pretty good at bat by Rick Ankiel. Big situation, getting late in this ball game. Nobody's scored yet. We've seen him go up there and just swing at everything. So good discipline right there, staying with the game plan. That was a great at bat.
No score, bottom of the 5th. That could be about to change. Tonight he has lined out to right and singled hard through the shortstop hole. Fastball runs up and in, and that was borderline ball 1.
Well, these aren't easy takes for hitters. And when you're facing a pitcher and he's wild and he's missing by a lot, it's a ball right out of his hand. That's an easy take. But for these guys to take these pitches, Ian Kennedy's not missing by much. He is shaving corners off the strike zone right now, not getting calls.
That'll run back to the outer half. Good numbers against Kennedy. With a solo home run. Zimmerman gets jammed and fights it off, strike 2.
And that's that little extra gear I'm talking about that Kennedy has on his fastball. Late life gets on you a little bit. It's a little quicker than you think.
Not the biggest crowd of the season, but I have to tell you, there's probably twice as many people here tonight as we thought would show up for a ball game after a day like we've had in Washington today.
Sean Burnett asked me, are we going to play in front of anybody tonight? He didn't know if they were going to open the gates. He thought this might be one of those games where they don't let anybody in. You just play the game.
This is remarkable. It really is. Time to reward them if Ryan can. Out of play. And for all of you who put up with a lot of trauma and a lot of inconvenience today, we hope you're safe and sound and relaxed at home. Glad you're with us here on Masson HD. Watching a heck of a ball game. No score, bottom of the 5th. He goes breaking ball, and Zimmerman's gone. High in the zone, 2 outs.
I'm going to check out the pitch sequence to Ryan Zimmerman. He didn't like the call, but let's see how it started. Little 0-2 seam fastball in the inner half, 1-0, backdoor fastball for a strike. He ran that one in on the hands, and then that's the pitch that Zim got to hit right there. Look at the curveball, which Kennedy hasn't thrown very often today. I don't think Ryan Zimmerman thought it was a strike.
Here's Michael Morse, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch. That's going to be at the knees on the outer half for a strike. Well, Michael, couple of grand slams. Both of those this year. Kelly Johnson of Arizona, at least headed for Toronto, tied with him for the league lead as he departs. Very late for that one. And how about that one June 5th in extra innings at Chase Field?
Monster bomb by the Beast. Watch where this one lands. Bam, halfway up the batter's eye. And that's where the big boys go in AZ.
Rick Yankiel had just walked with the bases loaded to give the Nats a 5-4 lead, and then Morse blasted the Nats to a 9-4 win. That was against Joe Patterson, by the way, out of their bullpen.
Miguel Montero doing his best Carlos Ruiz right now, making sure that he and Ian Kennedy are on the same page. Remember the Phillies series, Ruiz went out there about 20 times in the series. But I think when you got a big situation like this, maybe a guy's been on second base for a long time, you change up the signs, or maybe you don't give signs at all and you make sure you're on the same page in a big pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. And Michael Morse claims he was hit. Marvin Hudson shakes his head no, says it hit the bat, and Davey Johnson wants him to get some help from some other umpires here.
And this is where maybe you ask for help.
I think that's what Davey wants.
Let's listen to it. It ricocheted off something and hit Miguel Montero. This will be the shot right here. Where did the ball hit?
That was below the knob of the bat. Kind of looked like it hit his hand and then the barrel of the bat. 0-2 still. And Morse is gone. So are the Nats in the 5th. So Kennedy reaches back and gets a couple of strikeouts with the bases loaded, and it's still a scoreless game.
I'm going to slow it down and zoom it in for you. And Carp, you make the call.
Well, I thought it hit his hand. It definitely didn't hit the knob of the bat.
It hit his hand. You see
it hit his glove and then deflected off the barrel. That's a hit batter.
Yeah, you see his glove kind of move right there as the ball hit it. And that definitely hit him.
Nats don't get the call. Morse strikes out. Game is scoreless. We check out the Diamondbacks box. And only really 2 hits. Gerardo Parra leading off the 4th. And the pitcher, Kennedy, 2 outs, 5th. So here we are in the 6th inning. It'll be Parra and then Colin Cowgill, who replaced Justin Upton, followed by Miguel Montero. Cowgill hit 7th, went 0 for 4 last night. And Zimmerman going right after Gerardo Parra, who, by the way, is 3 for 5 career against him now.
That's a bad break for the Nats, but you know what? There's nothing you can do about it now. You just got to keep fighting. But in a game where it looks like Jordan Zimmerman needs 1 run, that's going to turn out to be a very big play.
Only thing that might be working against Zimmerman right now is that pitch count in the 80s with nobody out in the 6th. Fastball tapped to the right side. Morse with Zimmerman covering, and Michael gave it to him in plenty of time to find that bat. Back to school drive presented by PNC Bank continues. And now that many of you have dropped off supplies at the ballpark, how about a PNC Bank branch through the 27th, which is 4 days from now. So through Saturday, do that, and you receive 2 tickets to a game in September. All the donations benefit public schools in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And we'll do that while supplies last. So thanks for bringing all your back-to-school items to the ballpark last weekend. And now, take them to PNC. And then we can say to all our kids, for the achiever in you. Here's Cowgill, 25-year-old rookie from Lexington, Kentucky. A former Mr. Baseball in that state. And an All-American for the Wildcats. And he hit .306 career. So he probably knows all about Alex Meyer. Following in his footsteps, and now a Nationals draft choice, the 23rd overall that we talked to earlier tonight, who was 7-5 with a 2.94 ERA. That ball out to right for Jason Worth. It'll be Miguel Montero now, bases empty, 2 outs. 9 o'clock in Washington, D.C. Things nice and still. And Montero will be the hitter. Bob Carpenter, F.P. Santangelo, Debbie Taylor.
They weren't still today on the 12th floor of my apartment. I thought the 12th floor was about to be the first floor.
1:51 p.m. when the earth moved on us. What struck me when I was on the 2nd floor where I live was the silence of the thing. I know your building was rattling and making some noise, right?
Yeah, I was making noises I didn't know buildings could make, and I didn't know buildings could swing around that much. And the only difference between today and the earthquakes that I've been through in California is that you didn't have to worry about the tsunami warning after.
1 ball, 1 strike. And obviously there always has to be some wise guy out there. I did hear a great line on the radio today. No damage was done to the debt ceiling.
I heard that one. I also heard there was a big argument about which way the monument was leaning now, to the left or to the right.
Oh, man. Well, I prefer to think it's dead center. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Montero.
Or at least that's what you're going with on the air.
And the count goes full to the Diamondbacks catcher, the cleanup man. .3-2, and that ball is pulled hard right at the bullpen. Worth will have to play it off the line, or off the wall rather, and Montero has the Diamondbacks' only extra base hit.
Yeah, check out the swing from Miguel Montero. Just beating a pitch that missed the location by about 3 gloves. That was supposed to be away. It was down and in. He dropped the head on it, so a dead pull hitter got the pitch he was looking for. How about Worth making it that close at second?
Ryan Roberts, 50 RBIs. This guy's a tough little hitter in situations like this. But he's 0 for 5 in 2 appearances this year against Jordan Zimmerman.
Well, he is not afraid to swing. And what does that mean? That's a guy that goes up there, is very aggressive, a lot like Rick Ankiel. So for Jordan Zimmerman, be careful. He's going to swing. Just don't feed him too many strikes.
Hard hit, but Desmond is right there. And Jordan Zimmerman puts a 6th 0 on the board tonight. Jason Worth, followed by Danny Espinosa and Lance Nix coming up. Teddy with a great start. George 19 wins, Tom 21, Abe 25, Teddy 0, and nowhere to be seen at the finish line. Abe takes a tumble.
I think when Teddy runs by that big fat 0 on the scoreboard, he just loses interest every night. I mean, it's right there. You look to the left, I'm a loser, and that's it.
A Rough Rider should be motivated by that. Bottom 6. Jason Worth led off the second with a base hit. Struck out in a big at bat with runners at first and second in the fourth. Nobody out. So the Nats box score, they've had 2 hits in 1 inning, and that was the 5th. When they loaded the bases, Ian Desmond's 2 for 3. Ryan Zimmerman extending his streak to 28 of 29 games now with a base hit. Worth a hit, and Wilson Ramos the double leading off the 5th. But he never made it to third base on a botched bunt attempt. Worth gets a hanging breaking ball, and he bangs it into left field. So Jason Worth is 4 for 7 in this series.
And check it out right here. Just gets a curveball, stays on it. Pretty good pitch from Kennedy. Worth just beat it. Every once in a while, as a pitcher, you make your pitch in your location, and a good hitter beats you. And that's what happened.
All right, here's Danny Espinosa, 0 for 2 tonight. He has batted with a total of 3 men on base. Checks in with Bo Porter. Who describes himself as a very aggressive third base coach. Within reason, of course, within situations. Espinosa lays down a really good bunt. Kennedy with the bare hand, and he gets him for the first out. They make any mistake there, that's a hit.
Yeah, perfect bunt right there, getting the job done. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the 6th, you come up. Check out the technique. And that's the old, I'm going to sacrifice, but if I do a really good job, I might get a hit. And I like that, and I think Danny Espinoza should do that more. He's a very good bunter. He's got fantastic wheels. And now the stage is set for Lance Nix.
And the Nats have 2 shots with Nix and Ramos. Lance a fly ball to right, swinging strikeout. .40 RBIs for Lance. I mean, Kennedy's just going to keep throwing it up there until Lance stops swinging. And Tyler Clippard gets ready.
Tough pitch to take for a lefty. It's right in your eyes. It looks very big.
And Nix will foul this one straight back. 0-2.
He lost. Yeah.
Lost the bat.
Middle of a swing right there. And bat went straight back to the backstop. You see all the pine tar all the way up the barrel. You see Montero right there with his hand. He was gesturing for the ball to be up in the zone.
Good job of laying off that one.
Making the adjustments in the course of an AB. You see a couple balls up, you know you're chasing the high fastball, so what do you do as a hitter? You try to lower your sights.
Two balls and 2 strikes. With a runner at second and 1 out. Nix another take on a fastball away. I think the fact that Clippard is warming up means that if it makes it down to Jordan Zimmerman's pitching or batting spot and the Nats haven't scored yet, they'll go ahead and make a move. Looked like he held up. First and second, 1 out. And we say that because Jordan Zimmerman's at 95 pitches right now. So now the Nationals have had 7 base runners in the last 3 innings.
Pretty good take right there. Great AB by Lance Nix. You talk about making adjustments as a major league hitter. A lot of high fastballs he's swinging through tonight. What does he do? He lowers his sights, takes a couple of high fastballs, and then Kennedy goes to a 3-2 change, and he holds up. Very good at bat from Lance Nix.
Johnny Gomes for Zimmerman if it goes that far. Wilson Ramos double right center gap last time. And that one was boring in on his hands.
A lot of inside pitches in this game after there was a warning issued. Obviously, Kennedy doesn't want to hit anybody right now in a scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 6th, but both pitchers not afraid to throw in. I like it.
Fastball riding into the trademark of Ramos and into the seats on a play. Yeah.
Well, he brought his glove to the game. That's what happens. Bring your picker to the ballpark. You got a good chance of getting a souvenir.
He is beside himself. 1 ball, 1 strike. He thinks there's an earthquake in a baseball every day. They play Ramos around to the right in the outfield. They'll hit it hard right to the third baseman Burrows, and they turn a 5-4-3 double play. The Nats strand their 8th runner of the game, and despite the double play, somebody is so happy he just can't stand still.
That is great.
Through 6 this year, and they've won 4 of them. That's a really good sign. Here's our PNC Minor League report. We check in on records of our affiliates, solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC, for the achiever in you.
I would say all these are second half numbers right here.
Right.
So you see the first 2, that's total season.
Right. Harrisburg doing well. By the way, I love the nickname of the ball club up in Auburn, the Double Days. So we have rookie entries in Florida and, of course, the Dominican. So here's Jordan Zimmerman, because the inning did not continue there. He lives to fight another frame here. 96th pitch. And he's trying to go 7 for the 7th time this year. That's right-hander Brian Shaw for the D-backs. Kennedy due to bat 4th in the 7th. Pretty much a classic type pitching duel tonight. Zimmerman's only given up 3 hits, 6 by Kennedy, but he got that double play ball. He had the earlier strikeouts when he needed them. By the way, Zimmerman, first pitch strikes to 18 of 24 batters tonight. Isn't it interesting, his ERA coming into the ball game, same as the run support. No telling what his 8-10 record could be with some runs.
And just for the record, Zimmerman at 155 2/3 innings on the season.
Desmond on a 2-hopper. Well hit. Plenty of time. 1 out. Chris Young will be next, and then Sean Burrows. Diamondbacks are trying to break a 6-game losing streak. And I told you earlier they were hitting 153 during that streak. That's gone down. And coming into the ball game, Kirk Gibson's team in that 6-game streak scoring a total of 7 runs, 17 walks, 55 strikeouts.
Well, Philly and Atlanta will do that to you. They'll throw you in a funk.
Yes, they will. But you know, teams find out it's not a whole lot of fun playing in the East. The Nats with a 62-64 record would be 6 games out of first place in the West. But then you'd have to live there. By the way, speaking of the Phillies and the Braves, 9-1 Phillies over the Mets in the 7th. That ball will hook foul. Look out.
You gotta make the play.
And the Braves, a 5 spot in the 4th. Jason Hayward's hit his 13th. They lead the Cubs at Wrigley 5-0. Marlins picked up 3. in the 5th and lead the Reds 3-2 at home. Fastball up on 0-2. D-backs only have 1 hit beyond the cleanup man tonight, and that's by Ian Kennedy. That's a good-looking slider, and what a good take by Chris Young. That thing looked like it was labeled for the outside corner. Three and two with 1 out.
3-2, 1 out, scoreless ball game. This becomes a big pitch to a guy with 18 stolen bases.
And it'll be pitch number 107 from Jordan Zimmerman. Slider. How is that not a strike call? And how did he take it? And a lead run aboard with 1 out here in the 7th.
I thought it was a ball. I thought it was off the plate. And it was a pretty good take.
Don't you deserve some calls in the 7th inning, though?
Well, strike's a strike, a ball's a ball, and there's a pretty good pitch. Good try by Wilson Ramos to frame that. And just a little bit outside.
Todd Coffey now. Tyler Clippard has been up once today, and now he's going to start throwing again. Steve McCaddy now will visit as Ramos started walking back to the batter's box and then saw the pitching coach approaching. The batter is left-hander Sean Burrows. And by the way, Chris Young, you have to be concerned about his speed. 18 stolen bases. Started the night at 150 2/3. So right now he's right at 157. Burrows hits one a ton to right field. And the Diamondbacks, right after a visit from the pitching coach, will lead it 2-0 on a walk and a blast. And for Burrows, his first big league home run since his return. FP, I've got that as his first big league home run since 2005 when he hit one.
That was a big one, too. Look at the location mistake. Wilson Ramos sitting up on the outer half, almost off the plate away. And that pitch was a strike on the inner half, so pitch number 108 to Jordan Zimmerman hurt.
Zimmerman gives up only his 10th home run of the year in those 157 innings. And Ian Kennedy now will stay in and hit.
I'm just wondering if you're thinking about getting pinch hit for. Wilson Ramos is up there with 1 out. You know that your night might be over. And then Ramos hits into the double play. I wonder if Zimmerman had trouble turning it back on for this inning.
And now the pitcher doubles off of him.
It's not one of those where they say, hey, you know, you're done for the night and you totally shut it down. But as a pitcher, you're seeing what's going on. You're reading the situation. You've been there before. You know if Ramos gets on, they're going to pinch hit for you. Then all of a sudden, Ramos hits into the 5-4-3 double play. The inning's over. You're back out there. And it looks like this inning snuck up on Jordan a little bit. Although he threw 109 pitches, it looks like he hit the wall.
Couple of walks, 5 hits. He struck out 4 tonight, hit a batter, gave up a home run, and Jordan Zimmermann, with the road trip coming up, possibly walking off of this field for the last time this year. A crowd of 17,029 and the call to the bullpen, packaged by the UPS Store. We love logistics. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. The bridge across the Anacostia tonight, right behind home plate here at Nationals Park. On a beautiful evening, 79 degrees, and an amazing crowd of over 17,000 here. Watching Tyler Clippard make his 56th appearance. That is second on the staff to Drew Storen. Sean Burnett has also pitched in 56 games. And Clippard faces Willie Bloomquist here with a big run out at second. 1 out here in the 7th. He goes 92 on the fastball right in there. That's a breaking ball with a check swing.
Now throw the breaking ball from time to time just to show right-handed hitters. You think you're facing Tyler Clippard, it's all you're going to see is fastball change, but throw a little wrinkle in there every once in a while. It gets in your head.
Willie Bloomquist 0 for 3 tonight. Every ball in the air to second, short, and center. Ian Kennedy 2 for 3 with a single, now a double. There's the changeup. And well upstairs with 93, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Could be an unusual 7th inning only appearance for Clippard tonight, as the Nats pitcher is due to lead off after the stretch. Shows you how much Davey Johnson wants to keep this a 2-2 game. Breaks out the breaking ball again, and that's upstairs, 3-2.
That's 2 curveballs in this sequence from Tyler Clippard. He only throws that pitch 6% of the time.
I'm not sure we've seen him throw 2 to 1 hitter all year.
I don't think so.
He'll go right down the middle with 93 to strike him out. And for Tyler Clippard, his 83rd strikeout of the year, against only 21 walks in 69 innings.
I wonder if Bloomquist had 3-2 changeup in the back of his mind, because that 93 was right down the middle, got on him quick, and he was late. And we've seen that from Clippard too a lot this year. Go to the changeup 3-2. That time he chose the fastball, and it was the right choice.
Gerardo Parra now 1 for 3. First pitch changeup. Look at the movement on that thing. And that ball has that kind of movement. Doesn't matter if it's belt high or down around the knees. That changeup will make guys really late for 91.
Use the changeup to set up the heater, then elevate a fastball and go right back to the changeup. Let's see what he does.
Yep, way upstairs. So Clippard does it again, strikes out 2 Diamondbacks, but Arizona takes the lead on the Burrows home run, leading 2-0 at the 7th inning stretch. At their new solution stores, rcox.com.
Well, the story of tonight's game has been the hit by pitch. First, it was Justin Upton in the 4th. He wore a Jordan Zimmerman fastball off his elbow, didn't like it, threw his bat down, went to first, and then Michael Morse gets hit with a fastball right on his pinky. Marvin Hudson issued warnings to both ball clubs, and then this. Bases loaded. Looked like it hit Michael Morse. We blew it up super style for you. You see it hit the knuckle on his pinky finger. And the next pitch, elevated fastball, check swing. Thanks for coming. And that was a big at-bat. Michael Morse is saying, yeah, that ball hit me. You missed the call. It hit me right on my knuckle.
So Ian Kennedy, 94 pitches, 61 strikes. And Alex Cora will be hitting for Tyler Clippard as the 7th inning commences. Sean Burnett for the 8th. Another effective, well, tonight maybe not a setup job, but keeping things close by Tyler Clippard. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts. And his ERA of 1.56 will continue to shrink. Alex Cora gets jammed and fouls it back. As a pinch hitter, he's 4 for 19 with 2 RBIs. Top of the order, and Ian Desmond is 2 for 3 tonight. High gas, and Cora gone as Ian Kennedy strikes out his 7th. Top of the order. Check in with Debbie regarding this outstanding Arizona pitcher.
Well, and he's a big reason why the Diamondbacks have gone from last to first. He's got a career high 15 wins, and he told me yesterday that Mike Mussina was a mentor to him. He really helped him understand the art of pitching, and he said you don't always have to have your best stuff to pitch well. He also credits his bullpen with helping him as well. Bob, FP.
On one pitch, Ian Desmond will fly out to right. Parra running under that one. And 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Well, it takes a good bullpen to secure those W's for you once you leave the field. And you get 15 wins, you got to tip your cap to the guys in the pen.
Rick Ankiel 0 for 2 with a walk.
Mark Grace had a great scouting report on Kennedy before the game today. He said, watch how many fastballs he throws by guys. And he's not going to wow you with the gun. It's only 90-92. But it just jumps on you late. Everybody thinks they're going to get a changeup from Kennedy, and he throws tons of fastballs.
Usually you don't have to throw Ankiel a strike on 0-2 to get him out. This will be an interesting pitch selection. Then he goes upstairs. 1-2-3 on that batter. 8 Ks in the game. Kennedy cruising through 7. Has a 2-run lead to work with. Vaughn goes for the Nats. 5-3 in 13 starts at home, and he's looking for his 174th career win. The Nats and the D-backs same time right here on MASN tomorrow night. Johnny and Ray, 6:30 Nats Extra, before and after the ball game. (2-0) Arizona. Even though the Nats have had 6 hits and have stranded 8 base runners tonight. And if you're traveling, take the Nats with you everywhere you go. MLB.tv. Every game live on demand on your computer or your favorite device. Log on to Nationals.com to find out more. You can order right there. Baseball everywhere. MLB.tv. So here goes Sean Burnett. He'll bump one more ahead of Clippard in appearances with 57. 43 innings, 27 strikeouts.
The fastball's been good lately. He's got some big outs, pitched a couple of big innings in the Philadelphia series over the weekend. Been good about getting strike one with that heater, and he's locating it consistently for the first time all season. And you see the confidence up lately with Sean Burnett.
So Colin Cowgill leads off here in the 8th. Miguel Montero and Ryan Roberts. Right-hander David Hernandez. Nats saw a lot of him in the series in Phoenix. Their closer is J.J. Putz, who has 30 saves. There's the catcher Miguel Montero, double last time up, 1 for 3. Good breaking ball, takes the bat right out of the hitter's hands. And Ramos has to tag out Cowgill for the first out.
A pretty good slider from Sean Burnett for strike 3. Let's check it out in Exmo. Watch the grip, get on top of it, out in front. And you see the bat toss right there by Cowgill. There goes, little helicopter action. Look out.
Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event with offers that won't last long. So tomorrow, or as soon as you can, hurry into your local dealership. They sponsor our Jeep Exmo. Great breaking ball to the left-handed batter, quickly 0-2.
Another nasty slider.
Well, on many nights like tonight, it's just as important how your bullpen pitches when you're behind as it is when you're, like last night, ahead.
Especially when your team has a knack for walk-off wins and coming back late.
Ian Kennedy, by the way, just went over 100 pitches at 101. So the Nats at some point will be into the Arizona bullpen tonight. Target outside corner, and Sean misses outside. That is some serious jammage. And Burnett from Morse on a busted bat. And Sean gets a couple of quick outs here in the top of the 8th. Talked about Danny with Coco LeBoy, 5th most homers by a rookie in franchise history, Montreal and Washington. Brad Wilkerson, 0-2. And then Ryan Zimmerman, his first full season, 0-6. That year, Ryan drove in 110 runs and finished second in the Rookie of the Year balloting. He also had 47 doubles. Ryan's been over 100 RBIs twice. He had 106 in 09. That ball well hit to left. Breaking back, and now right over for it, Lance Nix. Good inning for Sean Burnett. Bullpen doing its job to keep it close. The big guns are coming up 3, 4, and 5. Got our friends to the south, the Potomac Nationals. They're home, actually home for 3 starting tonight. They'll go on the road for a week and finish up at Fitzner Stadium weekend after next. Check it out, 703-590-2311, PotomacNationals.com. And when you go down there, tell Matt LeCroy that Bob and FP sent you. One of our favorite guys.
He was here yesterday, his first time ever at Nats Park, and he said, walked out of the dugout, said, this place is gorgeous. Very impressed. He played at RFK, and it was the first time setting foot in this yard. And I'll tell you what, he's just one of those guys you love to sit down and talk to, period. When you sit down and talk baseball to him, he gets it.
David Hernandez has held opponents scoreless 18 of his last 20 appearances, and in 15 of those without a hit. So he's been a very good setup man for the Diamondbacks. Zimmerman goes up and hammers it, but he got right under it, and that'll be a quick, easy out. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. David Hernandez, by the way, from Sacramento, FP's neighborhood, a former Oriole who came to the D-backs in the Mark Reynolds deal last December 6th.
Yeah, fastball go mid-90s. He's got a curve to go with it and a change. Opponents are hitting 171 this year against Hernandez.
That's a pretty snappy breaking ball right there that freezes Michael Morse. Michael is 0 for 2 tonight, hit by a pitch. And in the series, he's 1 for 5 also with a walk. The Nats need Morse on for Worth, or Worth for Espinoza, to keep this 8th inning moving. On that high fastball. Michael starting tonight, 5th among National League sluggers. Justin Upton also on that list. He's in the top 10.
Pretty snappy curveball from Hernandez. Fastball 95 to 97. Then he's throwing that curveball hard, 81, 82, 83 miles an hour. But it's sharp and it's late.
Yeah, it's a tapper cut off by the third baseman Burrows, as he had Michael Morse swinging at his pitch down low, and a couple of quick outs. The Nationals only have 1 hit since they loaded the bases back in the 5th and did not score. And that hit was by Jason Worth, leading off the 6th. In that inning, they would have 2 aboard with 1 out before that Ramos double play ground ball. That's right at the knees. And this guy throws an easy 96, doesn't he?
Yep.
41 games for Baltimore last year, but a 4.31 ERA. In 2 seasons with the Orioles, his ERA was almost 5. Turned 26 in May. Now it's Worth having to get aboard for Danny Espinoza. Perfect slider at the belt. Todd Coffey up earlier. Looks like he'll pitch the 9th. And Worth will have to reach for another good slider to stay alive. The Nats coming into this game had won 13 of 21, 9 of 12 here at home, including this 5-2 home stand. Working their way back to within 2 games of the 500 mark. Worth, right field line, just fouled.
And battled off some 97 fuzz on his hands. Almost got himself a knock. And he got himself a souvenir. A lot of that going around tonight. Kids with gloves catching baseballs. Bring your picker to the game.
Wow, look who ends up with it.
Wow, I love that.
We've got some given spirit going on in the ballpark tonight.
That was cool.
Pass it along. One and two to Worth. Can't reach that slider. Nats go 1-2-3. They've been shut out through 8. And we go to the 9th at a 2-0 Arizona lead. Or 2, and it's turned out exactly that way. Jordan Zimmerman into the 7th inning. Ian Kennedy goes 7 for Arizona for the 16th time this year, and here's that one swing.
Just a fastball down and in. Burrow's dropping the head on it, and that was the difference in this ball game, and that's our forward drive of the game.
First home run since 2005 for Sean Burroughs. Brian Bixler replaces Jason Worth in right field. And the leadoff man against Sean Burnett in the 9th will be Lyle Overbay. A couple of, well, at least one right-handed batter coming up, and we'll see if Todd Coffey gets the call for Chris Young. Burnett trying to retire 4 in a row. .91 just missing, 2-1.
I'm wondering why Jason Worth is out of this baseball game. It's not a double switch. Sean Burnett was in last inning. All of a sudden, Brian Bixler in right field. You talk about a 2-run game. If this game goes to extra innings, you want one of your big guns in there, so you just hope that Jason Worth is okay.
And Brian Bixler starting to play all over the place now. Used to be exclusively left field. We've seen him in center. Now we see him in right. There's their closer, J.J. Putz. And Burnett gets a comebacker from Lyle Overbay and throws to first for the leadoff out here in the ninth. Chris Young has power. He's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. And this will be a jolt of confidence for Davey Johnson and Sean Burnett to leave him in against such a hitter. And then he would have the luxury of still having the lefty against Burrows, who's next. Hit the home run, they can go start swinging a lead pipe anytime you want to. Young in this series, 0 for 5, 2 walks. What's interesting about Arizona, as we mentioned, during this road trip and this 6-game losing streak, they've just been struggling so badly offensively. And then their number 8 hitter picks them up with a home run for the first time in 6 years. Crazy game. Fastball outside. Make a mistake to a big league hitter, he'll hit it a long way. And that's what Sean Burrows did last time up.
And last time up, it was the walk to Chris Young before that hurt.
Yeah, home runs are going to happen. Borderline ball 4 call on a Zimmerman slider. And there's that big, strong rookie, Paul Goldschmidt, who went 0 for 4 last night. He's on deck to hit for David Hernandez. Hanging breaking ball, and all of a sudden Sean Burrows is having a night. And look at the speed of Young getting over to third base with 1 out. Diamondbacks trying to put some icing on the cake here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and you wonder if Chris Young would have went first to third if Jason Worth was in right field. So we don't know what happened to Jason Worth, but Sean Burrows hit in the hole, and watch Chris Young. He's not even hesitating. Where maybe if Jason Worth and his big arm is in right field, he has to think about going first to third right there. So already the absence of Jason Worth comes into play.
That's it for Sean Burnett. With 1 out here in the 9th. And it's about to be coffee time here in D.C. lot to talk about tomorrow on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, coming your way at 5:30 Wednesday. Every day, Monday through Friday, here on MASN, the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, MASN HD. Now it's Todd Coffey's turn to make his 53rd appearance of the year. 49 innings, 38 strikeouts. And he comes in with big, strong Paul Goldschmidt at the plate. With Kelly Johnson departed, the Diamondbacks do not have a left-handed bat off of their bench. Front door breaking ball for a strike. So Todd working both sides of the plate. By the way, the Phillies have closed out that game at home. They beat the Mets 9-4 tonight. Their 83rd win of the year. Nats are battling, trying to win their 63rd here. Top of the order, Willie Bloomquist is next. The Nats, by the way, bottom 9, 6, 7, and 8. With Danny Espinosa leading the way, trying to keep this a 2-0 game.
Well, that's not where Todd Coffey wanted that slider. Tried to overthrow that one, throw the perfect pitch, and it just spun on him up in the zone, and he's looking for something down. Either hunting a strike 3 or a ground ball.
Fastball is over but low, 2-2. Chris Young walked with 1 out, sent to third on a base hit by Sean Burroughs. Zimmerman, second for 1, Espinosa. The Nats turn the 5-4-3 double play.
That was huge.
With that runner heading right home, Zimmerman and Espinosa turn it, and it's a 2-0 game into the bottom of the 9th.
Ball game tonight. Crisp game. 2 great young pitchers just dueling pitch for pitch, and 1 bad pitch by Jordan. Home run to a guy that never hits a home run.
Never hits him, no.
And the Nationals a couple of times in the 4th and 5th just left runners out there because Kennedy is so tough with that great control.
So let's go back upstairs to Bob and FP. They have done it before. Let's see if we can do it again and win this thing in the bottom of the ninth or take it to extra innings. Back to you guys.
Thank you, guys. 30 saves for J.J. Putz. 44 innings in 44 appearances, 41 strikeouts. So he's pretty much a 3-out guy for the Diamondbacks, who are desperately trying to break a losing streak here.
Yeah, fastball, slider, split from Putz. And fastball would go about 93 miles an hour, and he likes that split. That's his out pitch.
He has retired 73% of first batters this year. The guys have the rally caps on. And since Putz came off the DL July 26th, he's 9 for 9 in save opportunities.
You gave some pretty impressive stats about Madison the other night, too.
Yes, I did. We're just setting the whole thing up, right?
Yep.
Espinosa 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Ball 2. Lance Nix. Nationals left-handed batters haven't been able to do any damage tonight. Taking all the way. Walks as good as a hit for Danny Espinosa right here.
But when you're down by 2 runs, the manager will tell everybody in the dugout we're taking a strike. So Danny Espinosa in this whole sequence is taking 1 strike. Then when you take a strike, it's game on. You go get him. But so far, so good for Espinosa and the Nats.
On the inside half for a strike. Key against Putz. Not letting him get you 1-2-0-2 with that splitter, huh?
Yeah, get him before he gets you. Should get a good pitch to hit right here.
Espinosa gets jammed, bat broken, and the ball falling into the glove of Ryan Roberts. Game 3 of the series tomorrow night. Olivan Hernandez and Daniel Hudson, who's a 12-game winner. 6:30 Nats Extra. Shawnee and Ray here at the ballpark. So the Nats are down to their final 2 outs. They have won 3 games this year after trailing through 8 innings. At Atlanta back in May. Seattle here in that 3-game sweep in June. And just a few days ago against the Phillies. Lance Nix 0 for 2 with a walk. Johnny Gomes after Ramos with the number 9 spot looming. And right now the Nats not able to do anything with J.J. Putz. 2 outs.
And that's the split he goes to with 2 strikes. That one was filthy.
Final hope is Wilson Ramos trying to get aboard here for Johnny Gomes. Putz had a 2-season stretch in Seattle 06-07 when he combined those 2 for 76 saves. Some injury problems since, and now he's with Arizona, signed as a free agent last December. Rios hits it in the air to right. Hits it pretty well. And on the run, Parra, game over. And this series is tied at a game apiece with 2 more to go. So after a very difficult day for all of us here in Washington, a pretty well-played ball game. For Debbie and for FP, Bob Carpenter. 2-0 Arizona. Join us tomorrow night, Game 3 of the series. It'll be Levon on the mound for Washington. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned, Johnny and Ray. That's Extra straight ahead. And from the booth, so long.